But friends don't walk, they run. Skinny dipping rabbit holes for fun. Popping balloons with guns. Getting high off helium. We paint white roses red. Each shade from a different person.
Hey guys, Courtney here and welcome to another video. Today I'm doing another video which is a little bit of a special one, and I don't think I'm gonna do as often, which is like a sort of like a story time. So this one is a story time about how I got my dogs, because both of my dogs that I have, they both weren't like bought from a store. They were like found, so they were like strays. Lobo has a more interesting story than Coco, but Coco, it was still like he was like out in the world. So for Lobo, which is my older dog, and he's really fluffy and cute, he was when he was born, he had 10 brothers and sisters and his mother that died because they were like trapped in, like, you know, in schools they have like an electric box, but they don't want kids to touch it because it can electrocute you. So they have like the fence, a chain fence over it. They were stuck in there, and like they couldn't climb out because he was a baby, and he was the only one there, and he was like eating grass and dirt and all this stuff until like when I was 5. My dad told me that like he found Lobo at his work, and he just like took him in. So like I remember when I was 5, I'd always like play with him every day. Like I still play with him like mostly every day, but like not as much time as I did in 5th grade, or like, what am I saying, when I was 5. Because when I was 5, I really had like less friends than nowadays, and school took less time than now. Like I have 7 classes and 7 periods, and then I have to go somewhere after school. I go to my friend's house, which, thanks by the way, if you're watching this, thanks for letting me stay at your house for a few, like for an hour or 2. So I walk there, and then after school I drop my stuff, and then I go to the backyard, or I do homework and then go to the backyard. So, and also I started school a week ago, so I don't think there's homework, except if in one of the classes that our math teacher, then you already have math. Like I think if you go to Imperial, like to my school, then you know which teacher it is that already give homework. With Coco, I went to my aunt's and uncle's house because my brother had a showcase and they lived near. So we just stayed there instead of like buying a hotel or like a room. So what happened was, it was night, and I like, whenever I go to my uncle's and aunts, they had like a really nice scenery in the front yard. So then when I always like to go outside at night, like in the middle of the night, to like either take pictures of the moon, like when it's a full moon, and the stars, because it's so clear at night, the sky is so clear that you can like see literally almost every star that is not that visible to like the cities and like all that kind of stuff. So then it's like pretty cool. Or either I just like look out into the grass, because there's a lot of like plain area, and then like in the far, like a few miles away, there's like a little bit of houses, but they're not that much. So it's either that. So then one time I looked around just to see if anything was out there, because there's usually like animals out there. And then I found Coco, and he didn't have a leash or anything. So my aunt and uncle said that they were taking care of him, but like they didn't like properly own him. So like, and they asked if I could have him. My dad didn't really like that idea because we already had Lobo, and he was like a lot of work. But like my mom and my brother and I did like that idea, so I was like, okay. So we took him home. It was a really funny ride, because his house, like my uncle's and aunt's house, was so far away. It's like 4 hours away. So, and we were driving a car, so we had to keep him in like a certain area in the car to like just like to keep him in the area. And it was so hard because he's so hyper that he was always moving around. So then really it was just a long night to go back home. So it was funny though, because my dad was like, what's he doing, like every 5 minutes to us. We're like, oh, he's doing nothing. Like, he's just sitting down now, like moving around and stuff. And he was like, "Are you lying?" And we're like, "No." And then it just went on from there, and it was really funny. So now my Lobo and Coco are still here, and it's a pretty fun experience. So that's the story of Lobo and Coco, my two dogs. And if you enjoyed it, please leave a like in the description. And if you want to say something, like, don't... Hi, Coco. He's right here. Don't be afraid to, like, ask me anything and, like, what I should do. Like, I really need, like, ideas for what to do next for the next video. So again, I hope you guys enjoy. Please leave a comment if you want to say something. And without further ado, bye. And without further ado, bye. Okay, hi.
Bye.